Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how to use Figma's Noise and Texture plugin, a fantastic tool for adding an extra layer of visual interest to your designs. Whether you're looking to give a flat design a bit of depth, add some grain for a retro vibe, or just experiment with richer backgrounds, this plugin is a super versatile addition to your workflow. By the end of this video, you'll feel comfortable using noise and texture in your own Figma projects and bringing your designs to life with just a few clicks. Let's dive right in. First off, we need to access the plugin. So in your Figma workspace, take a look at the very bottom of your toolbar, not up top, but right at the center bottom. There you'll see the Action button, which is your gateway to all sorts of plugins and helpful add-ons. Go ahead and click on it. In the search bar that pops up, type in Noise and Texture. Figma should bring it up almost instantly. If you haven't run it before, don't worry, the process is painless. Click on the plugin to install and launch it. Once it's open, you'll see a new panel appear with some pretty intuitive controls. Now when the Noise and Texture interface opens, you're greeted by several options. Size, amount, vignette, shape, rotation, color, and blend. Let's walk through what each of these sliders does and why you'd want to tweak them. For starters, size refers to the scale of the noise or texture applied to your layer. Imagine you're making a background that needs just a subtle, almost sandy grain. Try keeping that size small. On the other hand, a larger size can create big, visible splotches, which is great if you're going after a bold, tactile look. The goal here is to experiment and see what fits best with your design. Next up is amount. This is like a volume knob for how strong the noise effect appears. Dial it up if you want that texture to really stand out. Pull it back for something softer and more understated. There's no right or wrong here, it's all about what complements your overall composition. Sometimes a little goes a long way, so don't be afraid to start low and gradually increase until it feels just right. The vignette slider is a powerful detail. Think of it as putting a gentle spotlight on the center of your element, letting the texture fade out towards the edges. It's a great trick for drawing focus and adding depth, especially in hero sections or background frames. Then you've got shape, which lets you control the character of your noise. Is it more blocky? Is it smoother and film-like? Shifting this will dramatically change the overall vibe, so play around to find something that matches your vision. Rotation helps you add a bit of dynamic energy. Maybe you've applied a grain pattern, but it's looking too uniform. Try twisting that rotation slider left and right, and see how the texture interacts with your design's flow. You also have color. Want classic black and white grain? Stick with default. But if you're feeling creative, add a splash of color to your texture, maybe a soft pink haze on a hero image or a warm golden tone for depth. Last but not least, blend refers to how the noise effect merges with the layers beneath. You might want it to sit on top like a veil or merge seamlessly so it feels baked right in. Again, experiment here. Sometimes the difference is subtle, but it makes all the difference in professionalism and polish. If you only want to texture a specific part of your artwork, be sure to select that part first in Figma before launching the plugin. That way, the effect only applies where you need it. Once you're happy with your adjustments, just click Add to Layer, and your texture will be applied instantly to your selected area, and that's it. Using Figma's Noise and Texture plugin is a breeze once you know your way around. Give yourself a few minutes to experiment with the sliders and see what combinations inspire you. Don't worry if it takes a few tries to get the exact look you want. Design is all about playing and discovering what feels right. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this tutorial helpful, hit that like button. And if you have any questions or suggestions for future tutorials, just drop a comment below. I love hearing from you guys. And make sure to subscribe for more hands-on Figma guides and creative tips. See you next time.